90% of the e-commerce store owners hit a wall when trying to grow beyond 6 figures. Does it sound familiar? You're running your ads, sending out emails, like you're doing all the right things, but the growth just isn't there. In this video, I'll break down why most e-commerce brands struggle to grow beyond the 6 figures and what common mistakes to avoid. But why is following what I'm saying a good idea? Well, I've helped over 60 e-commerce brands grow and scale by showing them what to do, but I've also seen what is actually holding them back. So watch this video to identify what is holding you back. Well, the first thing that blocks brands from scaling is they are focusing over the wrong metrics. They obsess over metrics that don't really matter that much. When you're running an e-commerce brand, there are 4 metrics that are the most important and that you definitely need to monitor. It's the traffic that you have on your website, it's your conversion rate, it's the average order value, and it's your retention rate. All the other metrics, they can support those metrics, but you need to look at, okay, how many visitors do I have? How many of them convert into paying customers? How much do they spend on average? Is the average order value high enough so that I'm profitable, that my campaigns that I'm running with my ads are profitable? And also, what am I doing to make sure that they're coming back? Because once people buy from you, they're in your CRM, and you can actually reactivate them again, and they're more cheaper because you've already acquired them, and that will actually increase your profit. So if you know these 4 metrics and you know that you need to optimize these, then you're focusing on the right things. You can look at the average time on site, you can look at the page views that they have, but it all doesn't matter. Like, who cares if they look at 5 pages or they look at 6 pages? Some brands think, like we had a client that said, okay, there is a fashion brand where people actually look at least at 8 pages in their session, and with us it's only 5. And I'm like, well, maybe that brand just makes it more difficult for people to find the right products. Maybe you actually have a way in your navigation that helps them to find the products fast. So it actually could be a good thing that they only look at 5 pages. If they convert, if they turn into paying customers and they spend a decent amount of money, then what's the problem, right? So obsess over the right metrics. The second common mistake to really avoid is the shiny object syndrome. I've seen a lot of brands obsess over the latest tools, new traffic sources, or something other flashy that they want to apply on their website. And that is just holding you back. You need to make sure, especially if your foundations aren't set, if you don't have a decent enough conversion rate, if your average order value is something that really needs to be pumped up, then don't jump from one thing to another. This is really going to cost you a lot of time and money that you don't have. And I understand that it's tempting to jump to the next thing, especially if things are a bit dire and you need something to really move the needle, if you're looking for something to really give you a boost. But the thing is that oftentimes, if you have evaluated a certain project, let's say that you said, okay, we need to have good product videos, and you're going to roll that out, you're going to create a whole strategy about that, and 3 weeks in, you're jumping on the next big thing that you see because you think, oh, maybe that is something that will help us further. Then give yourself a bit more credit. If you created a strategy, if you created a plan, stick to it. A lot of the time, it's about the long game. There are only a very few things that give you a quick win, and it's only usually a small boost as well. Major growth comes from being in it for the long run, if you stick with a strategy for long enough. Because I can guarantee you that if I ask a brand that feels stuck to look over their shoulder and see what is behind them, what they will see is a lot of unfinished projects. That is what is holding people back, starting something and don't finishing it. Like, it's better to finish a project that is not optimal, that maybe didn't increase a lot your revenue or your performance, because it's then finished. It's something that you can put behind you and that is done. The chapter is closed. And you will see that actually a lot of the projects that you're rolling out will have a good impact, that will have a benefit, and therefore that is not wasted time and money. So make sure that you don't start something every other week because you think that might be the thing that you need to do. Stick to your own plan, follow it, and that will pay off in the end. Now, the third common mistake to avoid is not to be unique or distinctive. That is going to be a huge problem, especially in 2025, because on average there are going to be more than 400 stores each day on the market. So you need to make sure that people know why they should buy from you, what makes your product unique. And if you sell products that other brands also sell, then you need to find something that makes your brand unique. It could be something in your service, it could be something that you do with the after sales in your post-purchase flow. Maybe you have some training videos that you can provide. If you are selling supplements for healthier living, maybe you can support your customers with an app where they can track their progress. You can, for example, provide healthy meal plans. You can give them nudges and notifications to make sure that they stay on track. You can help them reach their goals in that way. And if you're a furniture store, you can, for example, give maintenance tips on how to make sure that the products stay looking good. Or you can do something when you deliver the product, if you're delivering the table or the couch, that people just have a very excellent service when you come to their house or apartment and install their bed or closet or whatever, that people are like, wow, this is a really amazing company, great customer service, everything was tip-top in shape. They wrapped up our products really well. They were very careful when setting things up. That is something that can set you apart. So look at what sets your brand apart. Maybe it's the story, how the brand came into existence. Maybe you had a big problem yourself that you're trying to solve. Or maybe you have certain values that you really stand for and that you communicate, or maybe you just have an exceptional product. Communicate your unique angle clearly in your emails, on your website, in your ads, so that people know why they should buy from you and what makes you stand out from the rest. The fourth common mistake has to do with your ads strategy. As I said before, there's going to be even more competition this year, and it's going to only drive up the cost per acquisition, or the client acquisition cost, like whatever you want to call it. That's going to be more expensive. And the common mistake here is that brands often don't focus enough on the conversion rate and the average order value, because that is going to decide who's going to be the winner, who's going to beat the competition. Because if more of the visitors that you acquire with your ads end up buying, and if they also are going to spend more, then your campaigns will be more profitable and you will actually be able to outspend your competition. So if you want to avoid being the loser and just spending a lot of money on unqualified traffic, make sure that you optimize your website as much as you can, that you are implementing these AOV strategies so that you can be more profitable, that your campaigns are bringing you more money, that your ROAS is increasing, because that will definitely help you scale beyond 6 figures. The last common mistake, I have to be honest, I put it on purpose last because it is a bit hidden. It's a bit of a hidden mistake that not a lot of people actually notice, but a lot of e-commerce brand owners feel it in here, and that is a lack of structure, a lack of knowing what to do next. I speak with a lot of e-commerce brand owners, and oftentimes when we get to the root cause of why they are feeling stuck, is because they don't know what to do next. They feel like there are so many things that I can do. What do I need to do now? What should I focus on? Should it be influencers? Should it be affiliates? Should I focus on SEO? Do I need to maybe do my product images? Do I need to have a new template? Do I need to do a redesign? Like, there's so many things that they can do and they just don't really know where to start. So it is very important that you have a structure, that you clearly know, okay, this is what I need to do now. This is what I need to do next, and this is going to be my plan for the next coming months, so that you can also stay on track and that you're also not as vulnerable for these shiny new objects, because you just know this is what I need to do now and all the rest is noise that I need to control. Now, if you actually feel like you could use some guidance, click the link below and schedule a free call with me today. Even if we're not a good fit, or if I'm not your next step, then at least I will point you in the right direction so that it will be the best 30 minutes that you can spend. And if you think that the best way to scale beyond 6 figures is to do a redesign, then definitely watch this video, because it will save you a lot of headache.